Whoa! This is The Illusion. We are live. Plastic back. We're popping. We're doing this thing. It's post-turkey Armageddon. Yeah. Time keeps on slipping. What up, Indiana Jones 99 and Charles? So, we got the signal working. We're up at the Rainbow Mountain headquarters. Did you ever see this piece of art this kid sent me? I forget his name off the top of my head. Bad me. I think it's... Anyway, did that. That's pretty rad. So I'm sitting up here with the owl. We're just hanging out. Lagging. Super lagging. And so I got the signal, right? I've been watching skaters and cars checking spots. And I'm sitting there watching skaters and cars checking spots. And I was like, dude, I got to start interviewing some skaters again, right? But I'm like, it's sort of a random thing. I just kind of would bump into them. So I'm like, dude, how do I get a hold of some skaters, dude? I think I got to put a call into Anthony and try to get the Vans guys, man. I've been itching to get a hold of Jeff Rowley, man. I want to interview that dude. I want to talk to him about hunting and that whole thing, dude. It's like comedians in cars getting coffee, but it's like skaters checking spots. It's actually pretty good. Venice Beach. I'm itching to skate, so I'm really like itching to skate. But my back's still a little tender. It's kind of gnarly. But so here, check it out. That's the can you see? That's the view from outside the house right now. Apologize, the window's not clean. Not bad, right? That gets me pretty pumped. I just sit here and stare out the window a lot. How do you deal with jealousy and envy, man? Don't do it. How do you deal with jealousy and envy, man? Look, man, it's a good question, because what is jealousy, right? Like, is jealousy and envy all right, you want to know how to deal with jealousy and envy? Don't go on Instagram and get yourself triggered. So I went on Instagram the other day and I started looking at other people's lives, and Instagram's one of those. You can totally make it look a certain way. And so all of a sudden you think everybody's doing something cool and you're not doing anything. And you're like, I want to be doing that. And then so this is the thing. Jealousy and envy come from a sense of lack. You don't feel that you have everything you need in this moment of reality. So I think that jealousy and envy come from a lack of gratitude. Would be my analysis of it. Is the only reason you could be jealous and envious of somebody else is because you think you lack something. And if you think that you lack something, it's because you're not grateful for what you do have. And right now, I envy people that have their backs work, because I want to go skate, right? Is that a bad thing? I don't think so. It kind of motivates me. So right, like envy and jealousy. Envy is kind of out and is kind of one of those things. Did we lose the signal? Are we still going? So envy and jealousy are one of these things that if you get sucked down the pipeline of them all, they're bad, right? But I think that if you just touch them a little bit, that they can motivate you. But so talking about my back, like I'll get super jealous of people out skating right now because I want to go skate or I want to go surf, and I can't really. So so that envy can work as a motivator. Like it gets me doing my exercises and doing my stretches and doing all that stuff. But if I dwell on it too long, it'll depress me. I'll get super depressed because I'll think that my moment's not perfect. So if I look at like my moment, I got a skate deck. I'm ready to do it. I brought home my sander. I'm getting ready to do a new some skate deck art. So if jealousy and envy are bad things, man, because I don't think that the human mind can deal with those two realities very well. I think that they just get super self-indulgent. So back to the original question, the trick is always to get super present in your moment and take a gratitude list. Take a list of what actually is very positive in your reality right now. So yeah, like I can't go skate right now. Boom. But I can also look at the super. I'm sitting here with my son. He's super happy. And I go, it's interesting. Why? I haven't been able to go skate and surf, which means I'm at home a lot. But I've been here taking care of the kids, right? Like I get to be at home and be like a stay-at-home dad. And if I look at how the universe works, right? Like right when I kind of fell out of, like my back went south, the hologram's career just like took off. So shut off your electronic hallucinations. And so again, it's looking at the cup half full. If I had my back had been all working, I wouldn't have been so focused on taking care of the kids, right? I wouldn't have been here with the minigram getting the homeschooling thing started. I would have been like, I gotta go skate today, or I gotta go do this today. But I wasn't. I was like here, like stiff, which made me have to be present. So if I look at this over the course of the experience, I'm super grateful. I've been kind of grounded. But on a daily, yeah, I can get super whacked out of. That's just a super wordy way to describe that because I'm going live. I got all the time in the world. But yeah, man, so the back's been going good. Can you see this? Can you, like, so the thing is like I'm crooked. Like my back. I don't want to lose the signal. Is what so I'm still like I'm straight like this, right? But I'm crooked, like I'm bent forward a little bit because I'm a little tight. We're working on it. I'm making progress. But things are good. Al's sitting here playing with his Hot Wheels. He's fired up. I'm pretty fired up. All right, get into the gratitude. I may be hurt, but I have a view. I may live in a crummy old trailer up on a hill, but I have a beautiful view. Like, I think that you can find the yin and yang. So all right, I have this friend of mine who's super rich, right? Super rich. And he gets to travel all with his family and he's got a wife. She's the one with the dough and his kids and stuff. And they're always like somewhere on Spaceship or some exotic locale scoring perfect waves. So if you were to look at this dude's like Instagram feed, let's say, you would go, or her Instagram feed, you would go, oh my God, they got the best life. Oh, wow, look at that. But I know behind the scenes, it's not that way because it's like my best friend. And I know that there's like some stuff going on and it's not all perfect. And so I think that that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. If you're jealous of somebody, you're envious of something, that's just because you're not walking in their shoes. And I think that that's the way it works is you just have to walk in your own shoes and figure out why your shoes are rad. I heard this quote the other day, and it was basically everybody needs to think that they're the man, the woman, the one, that you are that the apex human being on Spaceship Earth. But at the same time, you have to realize that everybody on Spaceship Earth is the apex human being. Though that's impossible because some people are scumbags. But a lot of people who are scumbags are running around thinking that they're the apex human being, and that's why they get away with murder, literally. So I thank you, Really Gaming. And that's the trip, man, is you have to realize it's all relative, but you have to give yourself the ability to be top of your own pyramid. But you also have to give everybody else the right to be the top of their own pyramid. So if you can focus in your moment right now, like if you can focus on this moment right now and realize everything's exactly how it's supposed to be, you can't really get jealous or envious of other people because you have everything you're supposed to be. Now, sometimes you're sitting there, like I was saying, I'm sitting here with my back all jammed up going, this sucks, dude. And then I look around. I go, you know what? I'm not gonna have missed raising my kid, man. I don't, like, that's one of the things that really's been hitting me lately is like how much I actually love my son. Like, it kind of trips me out. Like, I didn't really understand what it is. Like, I sit with him and he's just starting to like almost talk, and it blows me away to the point where back to this thing is, if I hadn't been sitting here being present the last 6 months and being like, I can't run around and chase waves in skate parks, I might have missed this. But now that it's here, I can feel that the universe is gonna let me go. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel that I've been present enough in this space that I've been occupying that my time in the barrel is almost over. But it's not there yet. So the other day I was like, so the other day I ordered myself a new skate deck. Yeah. So I got myself a new skate deck. But my old skate deck's fine. But it was this exercise of like, all right, I'm going to need a new skate deck because I'm going to start shredding. And I think because I haven't skated in so long, I'm going to go wider. Because I have all the... Here, wait. Keep them occupied, bird. Remember Use Skateboards, that's my art. They made my art onto skateboards, right? And I've been sitting with these things in my closet, right? I have 2 of them. And they're treasures, dude, because it's my art. Like, it's a dream that came true. I'd always wanted my art to be on a skateboard, and Noah up at Use Skateboards pulled it all together for me, and he made a run of these. So I only had 2 of them, and I was sitting here the other day, and I was like, I want to skate. Go to Use, there's a link I put on my things. Go to Use Skateboards and buy yourself one, dude. Noah would be stoked. And if we can get all of them sold, we're going to do another run of some new art on it. But we're going to do more limited edition type of a thing. So I was like, all right, man, I want to skate. And I want to ride one of mine because I ride 775s and these are 825s. And because I haven't skated in so long, I figured I might as well start riding a wider skate because I'm going to have to retrain myself to skate again. Not really, but sort of. And so I called the dude up. And I was like, how many of the illusion decks do you have left? He's like, there's 20 left. And I go, I want 5 of them, man. And so, you know, he hooked me up. And I was like, I'm going to start writing my own graphic, right? Like coming out of this thing, I'm going to start writing my own graphic. And I was like, that's going to be a crazy energy field to be like riding a skate deck with my own graphic on it. It's pretty rad. He put my signature on it and the whole thing. And like I'm coming out of this vortex with this kind of energy of excitement. And so I took skating for granted. Like, right? Like as a dude who's getting older, I just kind of rode with I just rode my skateboard. Now I haven't. And I'm like, whoa, dude, I'm 47. And realistically, how long do I get to go actually shred on my skate? At this point, like it could be over. So I'm like, dude, if I can get back on my skate and get another shred, I got to go skate the Burnside one more time. Like that's my goal, is to go skate the Burnside one more time, man. Like I gotta go skate. Like that's the thing, is I'm not done. I still got stuff I want to skate, man. There's all those new bitchin' parks up in Idaho and stuff. And so I have this new fire for for skateboarding, right? And I don't think that fire would have been there if I hadn't been sitting here. I'm building a man. Today's my exercise day. I do this series of like exercises to get the new muscles to fire. It's pretty radical, man. It's its own trip, because again, it's one of those things, like I've never been an exercise guy, so I have my little routine I do every other day, and I get all stoked on the thing. I'm gonna do it. It's that thing of right, like I'm gonna do it because you can, because half of it is like manifesting your energy and focusing your energy on goals. And like I have a goal, and I think a lot of my goal was just to slow it down enough to be present for the kids. Like, it's been cool. Me and the Minigram are pretty solid. Like, we have a solid thing. We still bug each other. But, like, remember I'd made that video 9 months ago at the beginning of this year, like, saying I need help, because me and the Minigram weren't getting along? Like, we're pretty tight now. Like, and that's only because I've been sitting here homeschooling her, and, like, I can't run away. So I look at the thing as just seeing the positive and the negative, because it's that thing of, it's really easy to be negative, especially with all the information coming at you where it's designed to be negative. Like, the system's making it's so that you feel that you're less than, that you don't have enough. I mean, I think it's a Western world issue of like the state of lack, and that once you realize that everything you ever needed is already here on Spaceship Earth already, like it's already here. It's already here. There is no lack. Nothing's getting brought in from another planet. And that's the thing that I trip on. Oh, how is this? So remember, like 2 weeks ago, I was talking about Crow 777. Guy's channel got removed from YouTube. And I'll say this, like, there was someone who sent me a couple emails and comments about like how they don't dig the dude and not buy into his thing because of he questions the moon landing. Like, whatever, good, he should. But I was listening to one of his other talks. Dude, the guy's got a pretty trippy angle he's going for, and it's basically this. You can't trust anything except what you're experiencing. And what you're experiencing has a pre-organized set of parameters that you experience it in. Like, a dude from India sitting in this spot with me would experience this moment totally different than I would, based upon all the information he's received in his lifetime. So just that in itself is all sorts of information and how you view the world, right? I view the world as a surfer skater way different than a base jumper does. Way different than an accountant does. So the Crow's 777s thing is basically that all the information we've been taught is subject to somebody else's interpretation of information. And I can get behind, like I'm a guy who went to school for chemistry. I can get behind a lot of science. But the more I'm moving through time and space, the more I'm not so sure that what we've been told is true. So I was sitting here homeschooling with the minigram the other day, and she's doing, you know, she's studying the ancient world as one of the textbooks we're going through, and it was all about Mesopotamia and that whole time, right? The Sumerians and the whole thing. And she's like, how do they, you get the real question from a 12-year-old. She's like, how do they know all this is true? And I go, that's the best question you could ever ask. Because it's that thing of like, all right, I get how they've assembled it, like history through artifacts they've dug up and clues they've unearthed. And the thing, and she's like, we were talking about how archaeologists find things in various places, and they find artifacts and they date them and they begin to construct a picture of their society and what they were doing. And then she goes, but how do they know their names? And I go, well, that's another really genius question. Because I go, well, and some of them are written down. And she's like, yeah, but the Sumerians were like the first ones to start writing stuff down with the cuneiforms. I think it's called cuneiforms. And she's like, but how do they know? And I was like, you're asking the real questions of like, yes, that's the thing. So if you look at who controlled the making of history, let's say, right? So we grow up here, if you're getting educated in North America, you grow up with the perspective of Western civilization, right? And everything started in the Tigris-Euphrates Valley, and they started to, you know, farm and build cities, and the cities allowed them to, you know, begin to write and make money and do all this stuff. So we're studying this, and it's all coming from the perspective of Western civilization. But at the same time, there's something going on over in Southeast Asia and China and down in South America and the original people of North America. So there was all these hubs of information doing their thing, yet our perspective goes, it started with us and everything's based upon us. But if you're sitting over there in China, it's a different set of facts. Now you look at the fact that the communists killed all the smart people back in the 40s, when Mao Zedong, the Great Leap Forward, where they kill all the smart people. Right, wait, check this out. Here's the still. Oh no. We're live. So there's the sun setting. That's the Channel Islands out there. Beautiful day. So you look at history from that perspective of communists kill the smart people. Right? So the communists kill all the smart people. So who's left to determine the history after you kill all the smart people? The people who want to control the people, right? You look at what the Khmer Rouge did. The Khmer Rouge killed anyone who was smart in Cambodia. So how do we know what was going on in Angkor Wat, right? If you look at the ancient history of what was going on in Cambodia, that timeline of information's been broken recently in the last 60 years, right? So you think, right. So if we really begin to look at who's determining what history is And then you find out that most of the historians are coming out of the Western mindset. And the Western mindset is basically determined by the Jesuits, for lack of a better, I don't want to get all down the conspiracy pipeline and the whole thing, but you can really begin to look at the Jesuits and who the Jesuits are, and that the Jesuits spread their thing all around the world to control history and to control knowledge. So who knows, man? Who knows what's going on? All I know for sure is what's going on in my hula hoop. And that's the thing, is can you control your own hula hoop? I keep getting a signal, bad connection. Are we still plugged in? Someone chime in if we're still going here. I should just keep talking. Anyhow. So I've been listening to the Crow 777, right? And all of a sudden, his thing gets removed from YouTube the other day. And I'm like, whoa, dude, like there it is. The modern day book burning, because he had just made a whole thing about like how YouTube's beginning to censor things and they're erasing people's channels. And most of the channels they're erasing is people that have alternative points of view. And I go, that's a dangerous thing. Again, that's why, like, I won't do electronic books like Kindle and any of that stuff. I fully believe you have to have a hard copy, because they can manipulate the books over the course of time. Like that's one of my big things, is we should be like getting all the books we can and securing them for like hundreds of years from now. Because if all the books are made into electronics, and you can't trust, you're going to trust these Zuckerbergs and the, Steve, who's the guy running the thing? Bill Gates. We're going to trust these dudes with securing our histories and our literature? No way, man. You look at what the Roman Catholic Church has done to historical records, the burning of the Library at Alexandria, for example. Like, so you look at what, hello, Pampered Hen. How's it going in Pennsylvania? Getting cold out there yet? So you look at what the Roman Catholic Church did to the information that the Mayans, not the Mayans, the guys in Peru, man. So anyway, they destroyed all the Peruvian information, man. And then you look in this other thing of where they built all the churches is supposedly on all these, they're like on top of like valuable information, archaeologically speaking and stuff. So that's my trip about the thing, is like, why I found the Crow 777 to be a valuable channel is because it's asking you to ask questions. And the dude's trip was basically, dude, you got to figure it out for yourself. I'm just going to give you information and you can go check it for yourself. And I'm a big believer of that. I'm a big believer of the more people thinking outside the box, the better. Because if we're leaving all of our information to the powers that be, we're making a bad move, man. Because no. What? Do you want to turn some lights on, Al? I gotta turn the lights on for the bird. We're still in here going live. It's just the transition time. So I've had a lot of time to think lately. And I've been thinking a lot. You want some treaters? There you go. And so because I've been thinking a lot, I'm beginning to doubt more and more of the outside world, because I spend so much time up here on the mountain with the kids that I have a different perspective of the world I experience when I go down into it. For example, like, we'll see if you can see this. So down over there is the city of, I can see the city light. The city lights at night down in Camarillo and Ventura and all that stuff. I can sit there and I can see the city lights at night. I don't know what's going on down there. I don't even need to know what's going on down there. Because do I know what's going on right here in my own living room? That's the challenge, right? And I know what's going on in my living room nowadays because I'm not distracted by what's going on down there. And what I do know is going on down in my own living room is we've been eating too much sugar lately. We're doing a big sugar detox starting tomorrow. Like, I don't eat candy and stuff and cookies anymore, but the hologram makes me these special little oatmeal cookies, and we put the dark chocolate chips in them, and it's like, you know, I got a little carried away with the whole thing. So we're doing a big sugar detox because sugar, really bad for my back, right? Sugar is an inflammatory, so I'm not helping my back by eating sugar. You know, Pampered Hand, feel free to send me a email. Let's get you all together. So health is super important. Yeah, that whole weird shopping thing, but it's Black Friday. Like, dude, they give you the big clue. It's Black Friday. It's dark. It's bad news, right? I don't know. The shopping thing's crazy town to me. Like, again, it's based upon a concept of lack. So anyway, getting back to the thing, right? Like, I know for sure that my perception of the world changes based upon the food I eat. I know, like, I had the folks over last night for Thanksgiving, and we got a little bit crazy on a key lime pie after it all. Like, our whole meal was like organic, and then we ate this key lime pie, and then had some stuff in it that's probably not super good for you, dude, because, whatever. You're allowed to go off the rails every now and then, but I felt it, right? I definitely felt different last evening because I had the sugar and the funky ingredients in me, and I was like, whoa, that's it. So if let's say most people are drinking soda pops and high fructose corn syrup, and they're getting glyphosate in their food, like from the flour and the corn. So they're eating all this unhealthy food. And the more and more I'm going through life, I realize that my perception of the outside world has more to do with what's going on inside my body than I ever understood until like the last couple years, right? That's what I'm talking about. People are running around saying they know what's going on out here on Spaceship Earth. They know what's going on because they read some history book or somebody told them on the news channel or the History Channel said this or that. And yet, if you're not eating a super clean diet on its own, you're already screwed up in a weird way. So the information is even crazier when it's like, if you could just eat a super clean diet, your perception of the world's going to be totally different. And that's what I've been realizing more and more is the first thing I got to do is eat properly and make sure my body is nutritiously oriented, right? So I take a lot of supplements, and I do that. Like every night I take my supplements and I make sure that, but we drink the coffee in the morning. Coffee, again, not a friend of my back. Fully like kind of dirty. Coffee's sort of dirty. It's got a lot of mold in it. Even though we get organic coffee and the whole thing, coffee itself's really hard on the body, right? It's a stimulant, does all sorts of stuff. And we're back. Did we lose it? Are we done? We're live. That was the hologram. I almost need to call her. I gotta cut this off. I'm making turkey soup right now, and I gotta get her to get some carrots and potatoes. So I'm out. We'll get more back to this. Just checking out the signal here from Rainbow Mountain. Super grateful. Hug your family, love your friends. Just be here now, people. I'm out. So's Owl.